Hey guys, welcome back to Island Kitchen. Summer's around the corner and I'm going to show you how to make watermelon jam. Okay, so watermelon jam. I'm sure you may have not heard about it. It's not one of the common jams out there. It's not like your strawberry and raspberry. Here at Silhouette Island, it's one of our favorites. It's one of the Island Kitchen brands that we produce. So, what goes into it? Well, it's quite simple. There's really only about 5 items. Sugar, watermelon, pectin, ginger, and lemon juice. Now, pectin is a natural gelling agent which they find in citrus fruits. So, this is a natural product. It's used a lot in jams and jellies and a lot of milk products as well. So that's what that is. Again, it's a very, very simple recipe. Everything goes in the pot. You set it and forget it. So, first things first, in with our sugar. Okay, get all that in there. Into that, I'm adding my watermelon. Okay. Now there is enough water in that watermelon so the sugar won't caramelize. Okay. I'm going to add my lemon juice and my ginger. Now you don't have to use ginger, alright? This recipe works just as fine, but we like to put ginger in our recipe. I just find it kind of draws a little bit of spiciness out of that watermelon, alright? Because watermelon on its own can be a little bit bland, but this really lifts it up. Now, one key thing I forgot to mention, use seedless watermelon. Do not put the seeds in there. If you can find a seedless watermelon, that's great. Unlike here, or if you're in the same situation as us, where we can only find seeded watermelon, you have to pick it out. So there's about 800 grams of seeded watermelon, which we picked all the seeds out of, in here. Now while we wait for that to boil, we want to make a little slurry. Now what happens is, if you put this pectin straight in here, it'll start to gel straight away. So what I like to do is put a little bit of water in there and make a little slurry. Because you want this to become a little bit of a paste. And you can see it starts to work straight away. Okay, so keep on adding water. You want this to get to be about a nice liquid state. So you want to get this nice and smooth now. The reason is, see how you get all those nice lumps in there? You want to knock all those lumps out. And if you do it while you got your watermelon puree in there, what you'll find is the watermelon jelly will turn cloudy. So we want to keep it nice and red. So to keep it nice and red, it's safer to do this now. So my watermelon and sugar and ginger mix has been boiling for about 10 minutes now. With this I'm going to add the pectin. Okay, I'm just going to strain this through because I don't want any of those lumps in there. We're just going to give the whole mix a little stir. Now you can see straight away the pectin starting to go to work. Okay, the mix is becoming visibly thicker. Okay, the pectin goes in. Okay, and then that needs about another 5 minutes of boiling, and then we're ready to blend. So our mix has been boiling for a good 5 minutes now. Now I'm going to start giving this a complete blend. I want this to be completely pureed. Okay, so our mix is done, completely blended. Now it's ready for canning. So I'm just going to turn that off. Again, give it a strain through. You don't want any lumps to kind of get in there. Now there are two ways to do this recipe. There is this method. If you want, you can actually puree the watermelon at the start and mix it in with the sugar, so there is that option as well. So there are a couple of ways to go about it. It kind of gives you the same result at the end, but if you're worried that your sugar may start to crystallize too quickly, you have got that option. Now if you like your jelly nice and chunky, you can you don't really actually have to do this part. You can just kind of go straight into it. I like to keep mine nice and smooth, so my watermelon jam to be nice and smooth, but if you want to keep the chunks in there, all that good stuff there, that's up to you. And you can omit the straining part. When you're ready with that, you're pretty much ready for canning. Now, sterilize your jars or your bowls, or however you're going to keep this. Even if you're not going to can them and keep them over a couple of months, it's best to have nice sterilized jars. Take your jars, put them in some boiling water, give it a good 15 minutes, that'll kill all the bacteria in there, and then you're good to go. So I'm just going to take my mix that I've got here, straight into my jars here. Okay, I'm going to make a little one as well. Now if you want to keep this for 2-3 months, this can then again go into another sterilization bath, and it can sit in the water for about half an hour, and then it's pretty much ready to sit on the shelf for a couple of months before you open it. This way, if you're not going to go through that process, it's good to go in the fridge for a couple of weeks. Take it out whenever you want and eat it. Best thing to remember though, let this cool at its own temperature rate. You don't want to stick this in the fridge straight away. The shock of the heat from the glass in the cold will crack your glasses. So let it cool down at room temperature and then put it in the fridge. It is tempting to go straight into it, but let it sit overnight and you'll get a nice sticky jelly jam in the morning. I don't want to use the cliche of here's one we prepared earlier, but here's one I prepared earlier. We go through a pretty high volume of this over here, so we do have a high volume of this made. The flavor, it's just delicious. The ginger comes through really nicely, just nice subtle flavor that comes through the watermelon, and then you just get those hints of watermelon. Have it on your toast, have it on your biscuit, have it any way you want to. It's completely up to you. Well guys, that's the end of this recipe. I hope you liked it. It's another series of our condiments range that we'll be making here, so something new for us. Don't forget, like, subscribe and follow. We're on Twitter, Tumblr, YouTube. You can find us everywhere. Till next time, see you at Island Kitchen, and see you at the Breeze Silhouette Island. See you next time.